Now, let's count the blocks above the lintel. 1, 2, 3. And then you have this beam before the slab. Now, this is the best way of building a house. Putting just 2 courses of blocks above the lintel before your beam is the easiest way to spoil your house. It takes away the beauty of the house. In fact, you won't even like it, particularly if the space is a big one. I've seen so many persons in trying to cut costs, they put only 2 courses of blocks above the lintel. Now let's take a look at it together. If you put only 2 courses of blocks above the lintel, and then you decide to take a space for your POP, what else is left? The space is completely gone, which is why you get into some houses, you raise your hand, and it looks as though your hand will touch the ceiling. That's because in trying to cut costs, instead of them to put a minimum of 3 courses of block, they refused because they were trying to cut costs. Eventually, the whole thing makes the building unattractive. So these are the advantages of putting 3 courses of blocks above the lintel. First, it makes the entire place very spacious because the headroom is very high. However, in a place where you have the ceiling very low, most of the time it gives a perception of a smaller space, which is why having a high headroom is always the best option. Apart from that, having a high headroom which comes from 3 courses above the lintel makes the whole space aesthetically pleasing. You get to see that a room that has a very high ceiling, it always looks more beautiful and attractive as compared to the same size of room that has very low headroom. Now, another thing is when you have a high headroom, it makes the whole place more well ventilated as compared to a place with a low headroom. A place with a low headroom always looks very stuffy without proper circulation of air. So having a very high headroom is always the best option. Okay, this is one of our estates in Asokoro. It is comprised of 6 units of 4-bedroom terrace duplexes. We're working very hard to make sure we meet up with the timeline. We intend to finish this particular project and hand over the keys to the people who bought into this estate in the off-plan stage. I'll keep updating you on the progress of this project until we eventually exit the site. So I remain your friend Dave, Abuja's most influential real estate consultant. I'm always here to guide you and to make sure you take the right decisions, most especially when it comes to investing in real estate in the city of Abuja.